Sharon.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? This is Dan from AI4. What's going on?
Good. I'm doing well. How can I help you? What do
Nice.
you
Where are you? Well, you can help me by getting involved in our conference, of course.
Okay. So,
Where are you?
I'm in Miami, University of Miami. So, right. It's the
Oh, cool.
it's the end of exam week, so I'm working on that in
Well,
between.
how did that go? Do exam weeks mean that you have more or less work as a professor?
I just have more grading. They did a number of AI projects this semester, tried to look at a number of uh, language models, and they did some things on cloning voices and video and things like that. So it's pretty interesting. So now I just have to grade their projects. But
I see.
it's great that I have a number of teaching assistants. So they're kind of helping me. They're doing first pass, and then I look at it again. So, and then the students they had already presented their projects, but then we gave them feedback, and then they were doing some Zoom recordings, final Zoom recordings, as if they were going to be presenting to investors. So we have a few investors that come in and also give them feedback on what they think about their projects as well. So
Wow, that's
it's
awesome.
yeah. So basically, I wasn't able to make it last year in your conference, and tell me a bit about what you're going to be doing this year at your conference.
Sure. So we're a small team of 12. We
Mm-hmm.
started organizing events in 2018. At that time, way less people cared about AI.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, we've grown since then, and now the event will be the largest independently organized AI conference in the U.S.
Okay.
It'll be between 6,000 and 8,000 people, I expect. We also pretty much force everyone to apply to attend.
Uh-huh.
And so because of that, we're able to vet people and make sure that they're in a position to influence how AI is used at enterprises and government groups and stuff.
Okay.
So it's a pretty expert level audience, probably more
Okay.
expert than most other events.
Mm-hmm.
That's the focus. We have a lot of really cool people coming. For example, we have AI policymakers from the EU and the US. We also have politicians. We have tons of executives who are end users of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of applied machine learning engineers.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have a research track this year, which is really cool. We invited top papers from NeurIPS and ICML.
Okay.
We have cool big names like Jeff Hinton and other people
Good.
who are coming. So
Okay.
we're really excited. And, I find that, the sort of university or researcher perspective can be a really tremendous asset in the event, because what I notice is that executives have a great thing to share, for their myopic work viewpoint, but they don't necessarily see the whole picture. And so I find people who are engaged in sort of cross-disciplinary research can really offer something wonderful.
I think
So
it's a
that's really fun.
combination, sometimes what you see as well as when you're down in the trenches, you basically have to get it done, and a lot of people are cautious about what AI, what's the difference between the hype and how can I use it with my own data and keep it secure. So I think it's a good combination of having both. So it's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
so
that's the event. So
great.
what are you looking for when it comes to speaking at events and stuff? What do you care about?
Um, it depends what event it is. It depends on who the audience is. Sometimes it's a process for me to do some networking. I also is a process for me to see who wants to join forces with me in some of my research, in some of my applied research. Sometimes it's I view it with some. I also mentor a number of companies from startups to Fortune 500. So we're working with a number of companies, seeing what they can do. Companies trying to do AI products versus companies that are also trying to implement AI. So it depends on what the conference
Okay.
is. So it's
Cool. Yeah, that's great. You mentioned you're doing research along a number of verticals. I actually was really interested in the mental health work.
mm-hmm.
I saw that you had written about also.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on there? Is that an exciting area?
Very much. I think this is where it really fits. Some areas really don't fit. It's still AI is hallucinating. AI is not as accurate. AI is more difficult. I'm working in healthcare where sometimes it's really quite difficult in training. But mental health, I think, is really such a good fit because it can be used on its own versus it can be in conjunction with a therapy. People can use it in a number of different ways, and even if it hallucinates, I think it's not bad because really when you think about it, if we discuss our problems together, right, Daniel, I have some problems, you have some problems, right, in some ways you want to be a way that it's not so bad to hallucinate a while, and for you to think about it in that aspect. So it really is, I think, a burgeoning area. As a matter of fact, I'm working with, I kind of wear a number of hats. I'm in the business school, but I'm also involved in what they call translational research in the medical school. So I help the medical teams bring their research into products. So in terms of mental health, it's, I think with COVID, it also made it easier because there was some resistance even to use telehealth, right? Because of COVID, there was a reason, one, because of Zoom is so easy for people to use, but also I know we have a hospital and mental health as well. Basically, insurance was not paying if it was via telehealth. Because of COVID, the insurance pays now. Now that the insurance pays, they've continued after COVID. So that was a barrier. How can I get paid? So that also makes it easier as well. So I see it also as a hybrid approach. You can start recording. There's so many different things you can do. You start looking at how people are. You can basically follow them. People can even review themselves as they're speaking. There's so many ways. So I think mental health is something that can be implemented quite well. And then you can see that there are some AI apps, like Pi and so forth, that we're kind of trying to make them more empathetic. Some of those apps, I think there's, and it's still in its infancy, but I just think I have some psychology background as well, so it really just, I think it's enormous for that. But anyways, that's one area.
Is there a lack of training data? Because a lot of it's like client, patient privilege. Is that a challenge?
Yes, but it is and it isn't, because if it's HIPAA related, there's something called HIPAA that when we're speaking, that's confidential and it's like the need to know. But if I give you permission, then it can be, and if I give you permission, let's say you're my therapist, I give you permission to share my data, you can do it, number one. Number two, it can be unidentifiable data. So it's both ways, and I think a number of people won't even mind. Think about it now with social media, everybody's sometimes throwing everything out. There are a number of therapists now. I just saw a show from Israel, and they were doing real therapy on TV, like primetime TV, and they, had couples come in. It was couple therapy, and they agreed to be on TV. There's Esther too, Pearl, she does this, where people are standing in line saying, hey, we'll do couple therapies, or we'll do therapy, we're willing to share. So, and then there's also group therapy. Think about your groups. You can almost have an assistant with you, Have you seen Call Annie?
Yeah. No, what's that?
Let me share my screen.
Sure.
And this is pretty interesting. I don't have a lot of time, but if you go to a site called callannie.ai, you can do a video call. You can do a number of different avatars. Annie's kind of like the first one. She also has a phone number, but I'll just do a video call real quick with you. Let's see if it works.
I was always available. No way.
But hi, Annie. This is
Hey there,
Dr.
Jen.
Rush. I'm here with Daniel, and we want to do an AI conference. And we think about doing AI and mental health using apps. Do you have any ideas, Annie? Do you think that's a good idea?
Wow, an AI conference on AI and mental health using apps. That sounds like a fascinating topic. I think it's a great idea, especially since we're seeing more and more apps and tools being developed to help with mental health. As someone who's interested in stress management and mindfulness practices, I think exploring the potential of AI in this area could be really groundbreaking. What kind of apps are you thinking of focusing on? Are
I'm
you
th-
looking at existing ones or planning to develop?
I'm
You're
thinking
welcome.
about I'm thinking about existing ones. You call Annie or maybe Pi. You have any other apps that we could possibly think about?
As an art and engineering student, I've had a chance to explore some fascinating apps. One that stands out is Libero, which is an AI-powered chatbot that helps with stress management. It's really cool. I've also heard great things about Wise, a chatbot that offers mental health support and counseling. And, of course, there are the classic mindfulness apps like Eat Space and Calm. What do you think about those?
I think it's great. I have another appointment that I need to go to, so I have limited time with Daniel. But Daniel and I will get back to you. Daniel is organizing the conference, so maybe we'll have you join the conference in Las Vegas. What do you think?
That sounds exciting. I'd love to be a part of your conference in Las Vegas. I'm a big fan of exploring new ideas and technologies, and I'm sure I could learn a lot from your conference. Plus, I've always wanted to visit Las Vegas. When is the conference scheduled to take place?
The conference
And what's
is
the focus of
the conference is in August, but we got to run. I'm going to stop the call right now. Bye bye.
August sounds like a great time for the conference. Well, I'll look forward to hearing back from you and Daniel soon. Thanks for chatting with me, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye. So in this case, what I like, if you see here, when I go to my calls, these are all my calls. So this is 57141. This is the entire, from voice to text, this is our entire text. Just like you were doing text messaging. So anyways, you can see here that it's basically the conference, and then you could copy it. You could do so many different things. What I like about this is conversational AI. You don't have to touch the speaker. You can go back and forth. You can do exercise. You can almost use her as your assistant. She can be part of the call. So these are kind of different ways.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're looking at creating some of these in my research, we're looking at creating some of these conversational AIs that will be looking at certain subject areas to do. So let me, so that was,
So cool.
yeah, so let me stop sharing.
When it comes to you're producing the events, share. I mean, I'd love to include you. I find that my thought is that having you lead a panel discussion with a number of different executives from different companies could be really cool.
Yeah.
Cover them in a lot of different areas. I find the moderating role is really great for people who are doing research along a lot of different areas. I have a few areas that need a good discussion there. For example, I know you're involved in some sort of blockchain association. I have one about AI and blockchain and potential future relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few that are related to like company transformation as end users that will gather more like executives.
Mm-hmm.
I have one on hardware. I have one on manufacturing. I have one on retail. All of them are going to gather, executives basically, their business audiences mainly. But and basically the time commitment is we would do a Zoom call with everyone about a few weeks before, and then I'll write some questions that I think are good for everyone. But ultimately, it would become your panel. I mean, it would end up being your job to sort of steer the conversation.
And you have the panelists, or do you want me to recruit panelists? Because I can do that as well.
I definitely do all of it. I mean, you can of course suggest people, but it's not your burden to shoulder.
Okay, but you have those. Okay, why don't you do this, Daniel? Is send me a note of what are the different panels that you'd like, and then I'll take a look at it and kind of almost prioritize for you what I'm most interested in.
All right, yeah, that sounds perfect.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, and when would this be? What is the
It's
date?
August. All the panels will be either the 13th or the 14th of August in Las Vegas. The events at the MGM Grand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what
How
else?
does the calendar look?
I have to check that too. So I need to check on that. So it's August 13th or 14th, and when those are the days of the con. And when are your exhibitors?
So the whole event runs from the 12th to the 14th. The 12th is basically workshops, and then so it's a little more limited, and then a big cocktail hour to kick off the event at 5.
And what are
Pacific time.
do you have the list already of what workshops are going to be?
I think that's finalized. I can send that to you. I have to actually check.
Okay.
And then the exhibit floor is open. The exhibit hall is open both afternoons on the 13th and 14th.
So it's what hours are the exhibit halls?
I believe it's 1 to 5.
Because that's of interest to me.
1 to 6.
1 to 6 on the 13th and 14th. And do you have the list of the exhibitors already, or some of them? Can you?
We definitely have some. Let's see.
Yeah, can you send that to me? Of who you kind of tentatively have as exhibitors.
My internet's being slightly slow.
Yeah, and if you can send me that as well, and then I don't know, there may be a possibility that I could. And I'm sure you're still open for exhibitors.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay, so maybe I can send. I'll see what type of exhibitors you have.
I know you work with a lot of companies.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking a lot of startups and some that are more established. So maybe if I can see.
You know, it's funny. I mean, I think.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the core, the core sort of like end user is tends to be like cross industry enterprise stuff.
Mm-hmm. And what? You're frozen.
From a business perspective, in consumer facing applications, but lots of value for VPs of AI at the Fortune 500. That's
So you're looking at enterprise customers.
That's who 75% of our audience is.
Okay. So are you familiar with the conference Enterprise Connect?
No, but I think I might have saw you spoke there on LinkedIn or something. Enterprise Connect.
They're more into they're strictly on enterprise, but and now everybody is just going to AI, whether it's AI or not. The word is put in.
Oh yeah.
So
they're like customer experience. They're like marketers in customer experience.
Well, it's more telecom kind of thing, communications. They started off it was more communications companies, so more like the Vias and maybe NICE and Salesforce, Zoom, those types of companies, and their audience were enterprise customers. They were restricting on that. Okay, so I think probably what if you could do that is send me a list of your exhibitors that you have now, so then maybe I can make some recommendations, and also what panels you need to have moderators on, and then I could possibly give you a priority of what I'm interested in.
Yeah, sounds great. No problem at all, Sarah. I'll send that over right now.
Yeah, send that over, and then and I imagine there's no stipend for this or anything.
So we will cover your conference pass, of course, and you'll have a free pass to all the networking and everything like that. But yeah, we don't pay, and we will offer a discounted hotel link. We would not cover flights.
Okay. But it would be as if I were an attendee, right? In terms of the discounted rates.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same thing as if I were an attendee. I'd just be on the speaker. Okay. So send me your information on your sessions, and then your exhibitor list, and anything else you think I need to know about. I kind of so basically it's for the it's basically government and enterprise. Is that kind of who your audience is?
Yeah, here, I'll actually, if you have 60 more seconds,
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
do.
quickly. Okay, good.
I have to get on another call with Google in a couple minutes.
With Google.
Okay. They're having a
Yeah, so just as like a little.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
you know,
this
all
is
the
from your
sectors to
site.
come.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing is we have a lot of venture capitalists come, maybe interested to all your startups.
And do you have a section on startups for your exhibitors
Yeah,
or no?
we have a startup stage, which is basically like a pitching stage.
Okay, but
where
you don't
it's
have
scheduled.
you don't have an area on the for your exhibit hall of startups showing.
I actually think we might. I believe we do. I can find out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is. I mean, these are speakers, but honestly, our attendees are the same types of
Mm-hmm.
people.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a small amount of like tech companies such as Boston Dynamics.
Yeah. Okay.
The
No,
vast
this is
majority
on your
are.
website. I've seen these. Yeah, I looked at your website. Okay, so let's do this. I think that's the thing that we need to do is send me your topics, and then send me your exhibitor list, and then I'll get back to you. I guess hopefully, when do you need? As soon as possible. You know what I mean? I need to make my schedule for summer.
I'd love to know what panel you want to moderate by the end of the week, if possible.
By when?
End of the week.
Yeah,
possible.
I'll try. Maybe by what's today? Tuesday. I'll definitely try to do it by Monday, if you don't mind. A week from next week on Monday. I'll if I can do it earlier, I will. I'm just trying to get.
That's no problem. Sarah.
Yeah, so about Monday I'll do that. Great, and then I guess once I agree to it, I'll send you, the bio and a headshot. Perfect. Okay, well, perfect. So it's your role is what here in?
I lead all the content for the event.
And
that's why I just need to talk to our sponsorship person about the exhibitors intro. But yeah, I do all the content. So
yeah, great. And then what? And do you have do you have a list of what is ready manned and everything? Do you have anything?
You mean what's
already on the schedule?
Yeah, we have. Honestly, probably 2/3 of the agenda is already.
Okay, great. So if you can send me that plus what you're looking for, that'd be wonderful. If you can send that to me today, and then I can look at my calendar and make arrangements and see how that's working. And then I guess the next step is then you provide me with the panel. Usually the panel is how many? And the time and you'll give me the time slot.
4 or 5 minutes for 45 minutes, and yeah, I'll send that info.
Yeah, just send me also the info. How much is it? Where we're doing it. Yeah, fine, great. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. It was short. I just we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you gotta go. No worries at all. I'll talk to you soon, Sarah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'll look forward to your email, and then I'll respond as soon as I can. Ciao.
That's good. Bye.
Bye. I spoke to that Las Vegas stuff. I told them to send me an invitation.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Fine. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. Good to see you as well. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, thanks so much for reaching out. I'm Molly, as you know. I'm an account manager on the Google Career Certificates education team.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with community colleges, four-year universities, as yourselves, really just to help them understand what their certificates are, how they can offer them what's available to them. Would love to hear from you. I know you're specifically interested in the new AI certificate, and I can
Right.
definitely chat through that as well. But would love to hear, why you're interested in it. Kind of what your vision is, or if this is just really exploratory.
Okay. Part exploratory, part I have visions, but I wear many different hats, so I'm working. I'm a professor of business technology and health informatics. I work in the business. I'm a professor in the business school and the medical school. I help in what they call translational research, which is
Okay.
helping researchers in the medical school bring their research to product. And then
Okay.
I'm also heavily involved in AI for a number of years and Gen AI.
Okay.
I've attended many of your developer conferences as well
Oh, great.
as, things like that. And then I also have a role in advising our university on their computing advisors, their CIOs and so forth on what they should be doing as a whole at the university. We just started a minor in AI
Oh, cool.
in the business school where the students can get a minor in AI, and then we're considering throughout basically our ideas, basically incorporating AI in almost all our curriculum in the business school and throughout the university. So once I saw that, I got a note from someone about your Google certificates, and then I also saw that Miami-Dade, I've done some
Yeah.
speaking for them, that they had it with their AI Institute and so forth. That it was just something that crossed my desk. So I saw all those questions, and I just wanted to check from you, and even just in my classes, I teach a number of technology and Gen AI and other types of courses for people that are beginning in technology to those that are more advanced. So that's kind of like my role. So I just wanted to find out that specifically, I know that you give a number of certificates along the way, but I just wanted to I just heard about this new one with, I don't know if it's AI or Gen AI. I don't know what you're doing with those.
Yep, so it's called AI Essentials.
Okay.
And we have other career certificates, which you've probably seen. There's like data analytics, project management, cybersecurity.
Yeah.
So there's 9 of those across different fields.
Okay.
And those are different because they can take a full semester. They're 150 to 200 hours of instruction. Wow. They have 8 recommendations. So those are really, can be like 4 credit as a course, very hands-on.
Okay.
This AI Essentials is
Yes.
a bit different than all of that, and this is a new format that we're using. It's really bite-sized training. So as opposed to 200 hours of instruction, it's only 10 hours of instruction.
The entire program.
Yep.
10.
I started yesterday and I finished this morning.
Okay.
I had some experience under my belt because obviously we use AI. I'm sure you can get through it quite quickly as well. But it is really the essentials, starting out from scratch, explaining what AI is, explaining how to use it, how to write prompts, explaining how to use AI safely. It's 5 modules in total, so it starts very, very foundational. I can pop these into the chat for you. So just introduction to AI, maximizing your productivity with AI, discover the art of prompt engineering, using AI responsibly, and staying ahead of the curve.
Okay.
So
each of these are like 2 hours? Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's a mixture of readings, videos. They're also paced, so the 10 hours is really a ballpark. Mm-hmm. Someone who is advanced could get through it quite quickly. Mm-hmm. Someone are supposed to be pretty beginner level. Mm-hmm. So 10 hours is that kind of ballpark range of what it would be. But it's a mixture of videos, hands-on activities, quizzes, and readings. Mm-hmm. So pretty interactive. The videos are really great.
And they take like quizzes, or they get graded, or how's that?
Yep. So at the end of, there's practice activities, which are optional, but obviously very recommended, strongly recommended. But at the end of each module, there is a quiz that they have to get an 80% or higher in order to move on and complete it.
And that's a multiple choice, or what is that type of?
Yep, it's 5 questions per module, and they just have to get an 80% or higher. But they can take it 3 times in 24 hours. So we use they'll get a prompt if they get something wrong, being like, go back and review this part to really make sure that it's resonating and that they're understanding, and not just clicking around and hoping that they pass.
Okay.
So it's a mix of all that. At the end, they get like a Credly badge that they can add to their LinkedIn or their resume. Obviously, they can add it to their resume, but it's really the essentials and helping them to realize, this
Mm-hmm.
is what AI can do for you. This is how
Mm-hmm.
it can help you be more productive. But also, what I really like is like talking about the safety of AI and things of that sort as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then you're focusing on Gemini when you're giving examples with the prompt. They're going into something.
Yep. So it covers like ChatGPT, other types of AI as well. All of our certificates are tool agnostic, so we're not just
Okay.
teaching Google products and services,
Mm-hmm.
but when they do the activities, it will prompt them to open Gemini to complete the activity.
Okay, great. Is there?
Um,
Yeah. Okay, and once they finish this, they get it. Okay, so it's
yep.
okay.
It could be a great thing, like if you really have like that AI major, something that they could complete literally on their first week of a course.
Yeah, or even or even they
yeah.
didn't they didn't have to be an AI major. It's almost like computer literacy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because it is foundational. It's bite-sized training, won't take them super long, but at least they have the basics underneath their belt once you start getting more advanced in everything. So any questions on that in the content? Or I believe we have I can send you a one-pager that highlights what it covers.
Is there a way in which I can go over it? That you can give me like a code or something that I can, or send it to me?
I can give you like a try before you buy license. And you can go in.
Yeah, because you know what I mean, to see when I'm making any recommendations. Well, did you they'll say, Sarah, did you actually look at it? How basic is this, or how hard is this? And I'm not talking in my mind. Yeah, if you can send me a trial or whatever, that I could actually look at it.
Yeah, I can do that for you today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And that will actually you'll see all of the certificates. So if there's any others that strike your fancy, you can take a look as well.
Okay, that's a good idea too, because I'm really not, I know that you give a number of them, but I've never really looked at it. Just this caught my eye since we were just starting that, minor.
I'll share my screen quickly just to show you what the other ones are as well.
Yeah. So the code you'll give me, I can try out any of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you'll have access to all of them.
Yeah.
Because that's also how the process. So there's cybersecurity. There's actually 3 within data analytics. So data analytics, which is foundational, and then advanced data analytics and business intelligence. Digital marketing, 2 within IT. So IT support and IT automation, project management, and UX design. So that's like our suite. And then AI Essentials is the newest.
So the other ones are number of hours? Is this the only one that's like a 10-hour, 5-module thing? The others are like a semester course? Is that a true statement? Or?
Exactly. And I can send you kind of a breakdown of what that looks like per certificate.
Yeah.
But those are really supposed to be, once you complete that, you should be able to hit the ground running in an entry-level role within those fields. So they're much more rigorous, much more hands-on, longer. They all have ACE recommendations up to 15 credits. I'm happy to send you those recommendations as well.
Yeah.
And then that shows the weight.
And these are with Coursera, or this is just along with you, or how is this?
Yes, sorry, I should have mentioned that. Everything, including the AI Essentials, is hosted on Coursera.
Okay.
So the students would just need access to a web browser to log into Coursera. If you choose to purchase licenses through Google, you would have Google account management support, so myself and Rob, who's on the education team, and then you would also have Coursera support, so they would help you with an onboarding session, show you how to distribute licenses, show you how to track progress, essentially pull your grade book like you would in any other course. I think something that's very important to note is when you purchase licenses, you get all of these. So you're not just purchasing just the AI Essentials course.
Okay.
You're purchasing all of these. So it's definitely worth taking a look to see, okay.
Yeah, okay. So I cannot recommend to the university, let's start off with the AI Essentials. If we go in, it's all or nothing?
I mean, you could just offer the AI Essentials, but you would have access to all of them as well.
Okay, but it's not, okay. And what is the cost to the university?
So it's $245 a license, but those are reusable. So you have to think of it, you can use it over 1 year. So for the AI Essentials, if it's only 10 hours, and you're offering it, over a week or beforehand, like you said, you could get many students through on that one license, because as soon as they're done with it, you can just send that license to somebody else.
So explain that to me. So let's say I had a class, right, of 100 students, and I wanted them to complete this AI Essentials. Then how much would it cost the university for those first 100 students?
So it would be $200. I'm not good at math, so I'm not going to even try. But $245 per 100 licenses. So 245 times 100.
Okay, 245. Oh, so it's 245 per a license, right?
But then when that class is over,
yes,
and you have another class within the same school year or in the summer, you can just reuse those 100 licenses. You don't need to buy a new batch.
Oh, okay. So, but you can buy you don't have to be the entire university. You can do, okay. And what's the minimum number of licenses that you can use?
Typically, Coursera wants us to do about 50 as the minimum. I can always try to get slightly below that, but 50 is really the threshold.
Okay, because I want to first look at it pedagogically, if this makes sense. But so it would be 50 licenses.
Yep. So 50 times 245 is 12,250.
Okay. So that may not be bad for like a pilot or something.
Yeah, we see that a lot too of schools that will say, okay, let's start with 100 because that's manageable, or 50 because that's manageable. Let's see how it does over this semester. You can always add more. That's an easy thing, an easy fix. Or if you're like, oh, actually one of our professors is interested in offering data analytics, you could add more. So that's something that we can definitely do. These are also just to keep in mind, and I'll send you this booklet as well after we hop off.
Okay.
But these are the different ways that schools offer the certificates. So keep that in mind. This is not just the AI, but the other certificates. So like integrating it into your curriculum that already exists, accepting credit for prior learning. So like just like you would with an AP course. A lot of times they'll offer it as continuing ed or professional studies. So these are just like the different ways to keep in mind of how you could offer any and all of them. When you're kind of brainstorming, okay, do we want to start with just AI, or do we want to do AI and data analytics?
Right. Yeah. So if we got 50 licenses, let's say, then those, and what is it? And let's say you had one class of 50 wanting to do the AI, and another class wanting to do, your cybersecurity or something.
Yep.
So that if the first week they did the 50 in AI, another class of 50 could do the cybersecurity the next week, or we need another 50 licenses?
They just can't be doing it at the same time. So if you gave the AI, let's say before the class started, like you were saying, and then they had until September 1st to complete it. Starting September 2nd, you could send all of those licenses to a cybersecurity class.
Okay, that may be able. Right, they can't be doing it at the same time. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Or if there was this semester was broad and have part A and part B, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. And you can build out different programs. That's how Coursera will help you too. That there's different admins. So the cybersecurity professor won't be having to look at the AI students, what they're doing. We can make out different programs.
So there's like a learning. So by using Coursera, there'll be like a learning management system, an LMS attached to it.
Exactly.
Okay, and it can you then, if we're standardized on something like Blackboard, can they use Blackboard, or there's another LMS that they can have to use?
Yeah, so Coursera can integrate with Blackboard or any like major LMS systems. There's a cost associated with it, a fee. I can look into that for you. keep in mind if you buy 500 licenses, we cover that fee for you.
Okay,
so
500, yeah. Yeah, so if you can give me some information on that. Yeah, so you'll give me something where you're talking about the costs and things like that.
Yep, I'll break it all down in email, have it in writing for you to pass along.
So, for instance, just so I know, because I'm involved with the folks also at Miami-Dade, when they were saying Miami-Dade, they were kind of putting something out saying that they are giving that AI certificate. So they then have, I guess, access to all those certificates as well, or they're just emphasizing now the AI? Because I saw in some.
Yes, I believe they've been offering a number of the certificates for quite some time now.
Okay, I just didn't pay attention to it. Yeah. You know, I mean, they probably have, because they were doing things with Harvard and some other things. They've always kind of been innovative with that.
Because that's the thing too, is if you purchase licenses, anytime a new certificate comes out, it will automatically be added to your suite as well. So they might have even beta tested for us. I'm not quite sure, but that might be what the case was.
Yeah, no, I had seen some things on, because they were one of the first. They were even giving it to all of, I think it was Dade County or something in South Florida.
Cool.
No, they were giving you could take their AI regular. They had some regular, I guess, certificate or mine or something. They were giving that out free, for the community, almost educating the community on AI. So then this was before the Google certificate. Yeah. So now I guess it's in conjunction with it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What else do I need to know?
I think that's honestly about it. I'll send you all of the info, kind of just highlighting what this is. Often we had to have a follow-up conversation with other stakeholders. Happy to do that if need be.
Yeah, no, I need to see for sure. Before I made any recommendation, I wanted to basically, I can get you in touch with, of course, any of the stakeholders. And I don't know if we want to go to the, department level, the school level, the university level, maybe.
Yeah.
What is there a sense on that? Because I'm involved in all of those levels. I just don't know who to get involved. Should I get, do you have some kind of requirement on that?
It's honestly completely up to the school. It's so different. Like sometimes I'll have people who they decide that day, I want to offer it. Can I buy licenses today? I have other schools that it takes a very long time to get through procurement. Things like that.
Right.
So I honestly don't have a strict answer to that.
No, but you don't have a requirement that it has to be through the university. The university level has to agree on it. Is it a school? Can a school level agree on it? Can a department agree on it? That's what I'm.
There's no requirement. Yeah, no requirement.
Okay, that's what I was saying about who to get. In terms of the stakeholders, who to get.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, I'll send this all over. I'll also send you that trial license. So it will come as an email from Coursera. So keep an eye out for an email from Coursera, and then you'll just join our Grow with Google trial program. You can pop right in, play along, see what you think. And I'll also send you the pricing. I'll send you an outline of what AI covers, just to have in writing as well.
Right.
And I'll send you the booklet of how other schools utilize the other certificates to keep in mind.
Right, and then you'll give me like an outline, a specific outline of the other certificates too.
Yep. I'll send you the core competencies that really break them down.
Yeah, that I can see on cybersecurity on the other ones that we can do. Okay, and then they get perfect. And your role is then. This is your role then, Molly? Google certificates?
I work both on the education side, so having conversations like this, but then I also work on our employer relations side, so helping folks who've completed a certificate get a job.
And how do you do that?
Really cool. We have an employer consortium that's about 200 employers, like Walmart, Google, Wells Fargo, T-Mobile.
Right.
Also, startups and everything as well. And we actually have a job platform that certificate graduates can apply to jobs directly on there that are just employer consortium members, and they can search by certificate and things like that. So we actually have even like a staffing company that we work with that try to help facilitate these jobs connections. So I work with the employers to kind of talk through what their needs are, where they're hiring, what roles they're hiring, and try to get those folks jobs. So a lot of the times, if I'm working with an employer who's, let's say, hiring interns or something,
right,
or entry level in the Miami area, I would
right.
send you an email being like, here's an opportunity for your students, have them go ahead and apply.
Okay.
So it's cool because I get to connect the dots.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah, that's real interesting on it. Okay, and is there a way that we can? Well, let me look at this first. But is there a way? I'm teaching in the fall in August, and is there a way that I could do with some of my students a trial of this?
We can't provide like a trial, like I can for the try before you buy it.
Yeah, I mean, for
the,
myself, I know I definitely need before I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm wondering about, sometimes at the university it takes months. You know what I'm saying? It's like going through the procurement. It's not like I can decide and I'll say, let me get my credit card out and give it to you. So I guess first, yeah.
If you have like a very small amount, of students, you could just go the direct to consumer route, which would only get you access to the AI course, but it's $49.
Okay, so send me that too. Okay, so that's direct to consumer.
And then like maybe get reimbursed or something like that.
Oh, that may be okay. But can you send me a link on that or something? Send me a link on that too, before that it's almost doing a focus group with. I almost see doing a focus group with them to see, was this worthwhile? Because it may be for myself when I'm looking at it. I said, this is just so trivial. You know what I mean? This is just too much. Where some of the students, that have never been with technology say, oh, I never knew any of this. I never knew how to prompt. You know what I mean? That it may be even good to get, what I'm saying, getting a focus group on them to say,
Definitely. I'll send you info on that as well. If it's like anything above 30 students, we can chat through that. But I'll send you like the link for the direct to consumer as well for you to consider.
Yeah, and what is because I have 30 students. So just almost to try it out as I'm always kind of thinking about it. It may almost be good. You almost can do a little study. Those that one section, because I do two sections, one that had it versus the one that didn't, and what was, you could do almost the satisfaction of even the course, what they got out of it, their enthusiasm.
A little A/B testing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm saying, my mind is just going. Okay, so I think that's what I saw too in the beginning, was that direct. I saw something, so many things hit my inbox after a while my head is spinning, but I think I saw that direct consumer $49. And if there's students that are on scholarship or anything like that, like I have some that are on that are getting full scholarships and things like that because of their economics, socioeconomic status, is there anything they can apply to for any help on that $49 or?
I can check. We have a number. We give out scholarships. We've given out over 100,000 scholarships to different like nonprofit partners. And I can check if there are any in like the Miami area. I'm sure there is.
Okay, can you check on that?
And if they're still open, I can do a little bit of digging on that.
Right. That may be good too. Because sometimes I feel like even, with the books and things, they even have some kind of, they go through another, on campus, they, kind of say, hey, we don't pay for our books or something like that. So if, for for some students, $49 is not even a big thing. You know what I mean? And for others, it's like there's so much on a budget kind of thing.
Yeah, completely. I'll check that. That might take a little bit.
Yeah, no, but we have I'd see us as having a long-term relationship, Molly. So you know what I mean. This is just education. And how long have you been with Google?
3 years.
Okay,
so
great.
When I started, there was only 4 certificates, and now we're up to 10.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, really been
And
building.
you started with Coursera from the beginning, or it was on your own?
It's always been with Coursera, yep. And I think like just the amount of schools that have started to offer it and how many people have gotten hired, it's really come a long way.
No.
Like
I think it's a great.
years.
No, it's a great idea. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
and then the idea, I really like the idea that it's later on that people can kind of say, oh, we took already the AI, and now I think that AI is sensitive. I can imagine that there'll be another. It'll almost be another AI track here, just like after this, now what's next? It's almost not
always building.
Good. And do you have you don't know, are they already planning other modules for the AI, or you don't know yet?
I don't know as of right now. We typically aren't really allowed to share, even if I did know, but.
Right. No, but it's obvious. Yeah. And it's a good point for Google as well. No, I could see it. It's kind of like a track. Okay.
I think everyone knew we would be coming out with something eventually with the AI.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, yeah. Just to get it. Okay, great. So send me the link that I can investigate that.
Yep.
And then and then send me the link also for direct consumer. And then you can look for, like scholarships for a certain number or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
well, it was super nice to meet you. If you have any other questions, of course, you know where to find me, and I'm happy to help.
Yeah, perfect. And you know where to find me, too, if you need me to try out anything, and so forth on it. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Okay. Looks pretty good. Okay. So let me turn this off. It went wow.